Hello, Kenneth here, and today we're going to be talking about viewing modes in Google Docs. Viewing modes are a lot like a play. So if you've ever been to a play, you've got the actors who are actually the ones creating the scenes, doing the actions. You've got the director who's making suggestions, giving guidance to the actual cast members, and then finally you have the audience who is not part of the show, but is viewing what is going on. So that's a really good analogy for the viewing modes. So here inside of Google Docs, I'm gonna go ahead and open up a simple template here. Inside of the template, there are gonna be several ways that I can get into these viewing modes. So if I go to View and go to Mode, then it gives me the option to edit directly, so just like a cast member, suggestions, more like the director, and viewing like the audience. Okay, and I can also get into these modes over here where it lists the same options: editing, suggesting, and viewing. All right, so whenever you open up a document, you're automatically already in editing mode. And I know this because, you know, I can point my cursor and it's going to start blinking and flashing, and I know that now I can edit this document. If I want to change the mode, I just go simply up to View, Mode, and I'm going to show you what suggesting looks like. So let's say that I want to add something to this document as a director per se. So awesome company newsletter, right? So here's my suggestion. It shows up here what I added, and the owner of the document then has the option to come in and accept this suggestion or reject it. Okay, and then let's say I want to get rid of some text here. Let's just say I don't need this sentence here. I can come in, and if I delete, now it's going to show up as just this line through here. All right, and I'll show you what I mean when I jump back to editing mode. It's going to still show these suggestions, and I can come over here. Let's say that I want to accept. The suggestion goes away, and I also have the opportunity to reject. Let's say I really like this sentence here. I can reject and keep the original. So that is the two viewing modes. And then finally here, we've got the third, which is simply viewing. So I'm going to get rid of my tabs here. This is kind of like a print preview, if you will, of how the document will look like from an audience's perspective. So very simple, you know, it shows me exactly what this is going to look like prior to printing. Some other features here for the viewing, I can see that I've got my document tabs to the left. So if I click on these, it gives me the option to expand and jump to these headings. And when I look at this, I can see this is a title. So it's tiled furthest to the left. Here I've got a heading 1. This is also another heading 1, and this here is heading 2. So it's tiled just to the right. And I can see that here. Very nice way to organize your documents. And then finally here, last thing about viewing is the non-printing characters. So if I click this, it's going to tell me basically what actions were taken in between the letters. So here I can see this indicates there's a space between here, paragraph, new paragraph. So if you needed to see what sort of spacing or alignment your document was in, you can definitely bring that up as an option. And then last thing that I'll mention here about viewing in general, I'm going to go ahead and hide this, is you can change your views back and forth. Let's say you don't want to see the print layout. You can also remove the ruler. I like having the ruler because it gives me a better indication of where all of my document is sitting. But that is it for viewing. Very simple lesson here today. Hope you find this helpful, and thanks for watching.